Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, before we proceed any further, big shout out to my channel sponsor, Fighting Mad, the pound for pound kings of boxing apparel. If you like any of the shirts you see to my left or to my right, you can go find them and many more at fightingmad.com. I'll leave the website link right here, so go check it out. Now that we got our bills paid and we knocked that out the way, I wanted to talk about the heavyweight division. I wanted to talk about Dan Dubois because Queensberry Promotions, Frank Warren, they just announced the fifth and final fight for Dan Dubois this year. It is being built up as the fight before Christmas, a play on words, obviously, of the famous movie A Night Before Christmas. So, good stuff from Frank Warren and the folks over there. I like it. But his next opponent, is going to be Japanese heavyweight champion. Kayotaro Fujimoto, 23-1 with 13 KOs. Now, I had a chance to go watch one of his fights. I watched one of Kayotaro Fujimoto's fights. He fought a guy named Clarence Tillman, and I didn't really see anything too crazy. You know, he's somebody who likes to loop his punches. He comes forward like this. Not the fastest guy, not the fleetest of foot. There wasn't any one quality that really stood out to me and made me think, wow, this guy's going to give Dan Dubois some problems. But this is the heavyweight division, and crazier things have happened in the past, so we'll see what happens. But you know, if you're looking at this fight and you're asking yourself, what's the significance of it? From the Dubois side of things, the significance of it is this, okay? Now, Dubois, he's on the come up. He's one of the brightest prospects in the heavyweight division and in boxing as a whole. And he's gonna be challenging for world titles before you know it. And right now, as it stands, he's ranked in 3 of the 4 sanctioning bodies. Right now, he's ranked 15th in the WBC. He's ranked 12th in the IBF, and he's ranked 6th in the WBO. But he is not ranked in the WBA, because we know those WBA rankings are always very funny, and you always get like 2 or 3 random names you've never heard of in your life in those WBA rankings. But Kayotaro Fujimoto is ranked in the WBA heavyweight rankings, and he is sitting there at number 12. So he wins this fight, it's more than likely he will go into 2020 ranked across all 4 sanctioning bodies, which for his career would be a great thing, and it would say a lot about him at the age of 22. Now, when we look at someone like Dan Dubois, this year has been a good year for him. You know, he opened up the year beating Raz Vankajanu, a tough heavyweight journeyman. You know, he's fought Richard Lartey, stopped him. Then he had the big domestic fight with Nathan Gorman. They both put their undefeated records on the line. He wound up, having a statement performance and destroying Nathan Gorman. Then his fight after that, he fought a complete waste man and a complete mismatch in Ebenezer from Ghana. So now he's fighting Fujimoto, somebody who I think is a slight step up from his last fight against Ebenezer Tetith from Ghana. But not much. I mean, there really is not one attribute that I can pick out from Fujimoto that I think is going to trouble Dan Dubois. Now, with Fujimoto, I will say this. I want to give him a bit of credit because I was reading a bit about him, and he does come from a kickboxing background. He fought in K1. He was a K1 kickboxing champion from what I was reading. And, it's very tough. It's very tough to come from a kickboxing background, having a deep kickboxing background, and then come to boxing and have any sort of success. There's been a handful of exceptions to the rule. Guys like Chris Algieri come to mind. Chris Algieri became world champion and has carved out quite the career for himself, considering where he came from in boxing. You had Sergey Lipinets as well, who had a successful kickboxing career, and he's managed to become a fantastic fighter in his own right. So there are exceptions to the rule, and Fujimoto is going to get this chance, and fair play to him. Hopefully he goes out there and he puts his best foot forward, and he can put Dubois in some trouble and make him have to fight a tough fight, because truthfully speaking, Dubois needs the rounds. He needs the rounds, and hopefully he can give him rounds. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I highly doubt it. I think this kid Fujimoto is gonna get blasted out of there in 5 rounds or less, but we'll see what happens. Now, I will say this. One reason I am excited about this fight is because this is actually the first somewhat notable fight that's been announced for December in the UK. And in case you don't know, in case you've been living under a rock, I will be in the UK. The True School, I will be making my way to the UK December the 4th. The True School Sports UK takeover will commence, and I'll be there. And I actually this morning I actually emailed Queensberry Promotions and Frank Warren who promote Daniel Dubois and are putting on this fight, and I put in my media credential request for this fight. So hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, I get accepted to it, and this could be the first fight that I cover in the UK. But as for the fight itself, I mean, I would expect Fujimoto to get blasted out of there. But Dubois right now is operating at a level where he's stopping everybody that's in his path. You know, the only person he hasn't stopped so far is Kevin Johnson, and Kevin Johnson has fought everybody. Kevin Johnson is extremely durable, and to stop Kevin Johnson, you need to truly have some elite power or finishing abilities. And you know, two names that come to mind that stopped Kevin Johnson. You know, obviously Anthony Joshua stopped Kevin Johnson, and Martin Bakole, who I think will get a big fight next year, could be against Dubois. You know, I made a video about that. I think you know, he's got elite power, and he could be somebody that's dangerous for Dubois if they decide to fight next year. But this fight right here, this fight right here is going to be, if everything goes to plan and Dubois fights at his best or anything close to his best, he's getting this guy out of there. He's getting this guy out of there in less than 5 rounds, and he's going to end this year with his 5th consecutive stoppage, and he will open up 2020 being ranked across all 4 sanctioning bodies. So I don't expect much from this fight. I think it might even be. I'm gonna be bold here. I think it might even be a knockout of the year candidate, like type of a knockout, because Fujimoto, just watching the tape I watched on him, he comes forward. You know, he's very basic. I don't even think he's very tall. How tall is Fujimoto? Fujimoto is, how tall is he? Let's see. He's 6 feet tall. So Dubois is gonna have 5 inches on him, and Dubois is one of those fighters where he knows how to fight tall, because you know you get fighters sometimes that they might be tall, but they don't fight tall. Dubois fights tall. He's got a piston-like jab. It comes from an educated spot. It comes back. You know, he's a very, very well-schooled, educated, polished fighter. So when you get a guy like Fujimoto who comes forward, who's very basic, who's going to be 5 inches shorter with a 5-inch reach disadvantage, it's not a good look for him. And Fujimoto has been stopped by lesser opposition. In his sixth professional fight, he fought Salomon Hamano and got destroyed, got stopped in that fight. And Hamano, for those of you who are really up on your heavyweight boxing, he's most known for getting stopped by Kevin Johnson, getting stopped by Joseph Parker, and getting outboxed by Thomas Adamek. So that's the level he's at. And Fujimoto has been stopped by that level of fighter. So there's no reason to believe that Fujimoto will give Dubois any problem. So we'll see what happens. But you guys in the comments, let me know what you think. If you're in the UK and you want to meet up with your boy BT while I'm out there, I don't care if you're in freaking Glasgow, Scotland. I don't care if you're in Wales. I don't care if you're in Liverpool, Manchester, Rotherham, wherever you're at. Let me know and we can set something up. And I'll love to meet all my followers and subscribers and just people that support me from the UK, because I get a lot of love from the UK here on this channel. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Take the time to subscribe, like I say in every single one of these videos. You can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.